Bitch, y'all see my face? Okay. Y'all know I'm on a time constraint, so we're gonna go ahead and get into meat and potatoes of this shit that is called 11 Hip Hop Atlanta, okay? This episode was a little bit better, but not really. But let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this situation, okay? So it starts out with Stevie and Nico, you know, kind of a flash of the last episode where him and Nico, Stevie and Nico are, you know, meeting up, and Stevie's supposed to be confronting Nico about the whole situation that's going on with the Nico and Mimi, about Nico saying that he is entitled to 25% of this book that she is supposedly writing. Are y'all interested in buying this fucking book from Mimi? I mean, I know most people would probably buy it just to see the type of foolishness that she got up in there, but are y'all really interested in buying a fucking book that she, you know, wrote? I'm pretty sure the sex tape ties into this whole book, so we already know it's all one big scandal together, because I'm pretty sure that, like I said, the book ties into the sex tape. But let's move on from the motherfuckers, okay? But Nico tells Stevie he gonna have his daughter calling him daddy. That would have pissed, you know, any normal man off. But anyway, we're gonna move on to Young Jock, Scrappy, and Kirk, okay? They're at this fucking was supposed to be a golf club or wherever they at, meeting up, you know, part of the script, okay? And Young Jock is basically telling them about, you know, the situation that's going on with him and how many kids that he has. And Young Jock has 8 kids. Did y'all know Young Jock had 8 kids? He got 2 sets of twins, it makes 4, and he has 3 more with some other girl and all this good shit. But anyway, Kirk basically is telling him about, you know, the situation with Ashley and how he met her at the bar and all this type of shit. And Little Scrappy is basically saying, nigga, look, you know, last season you had a whole lot of shit that was going on with you, me and this other chick at the bar, and, you know, you wanted this chick to be your, you know, your kid's nanny and all this shit. So you need to keep a G, okay? You need to keep shit strictly for professional, because you already know you up shit creek already without a paddle. So Kirk on some whole other shit, and he need to be brought down a few notches, okay? So he basically telling them that he's in like $250,000 in arrears. Well, not in arrears, but you know, he's like in the whole $250,000. He's with something about a house, and plus this fucking apartment that he got, that he's stunting on, that we know that, you know, BH1, you know, Mona Scott, and we already know that they paying for that motherfucking shit. It ain't some shit Kirk paying for out of his pocket. Let's keep it real, Bill Holyfield. We already know it's all part of the script, okay? This is a staging area. That ain't his real fucking apartment, okay? We're gonna move on scripting professionally, though, because this shit is entertaining, alright? We're gonna move on to Mimi meeting up with Nico in this fucking dark-ass park. It's in the middle of the night. She's saying she's meeting up with him in the park because she don't want nobody to think that him and her are still together. So she meets up with him at the park, and she's basically telling him, you know, so what's up with you? What's going on with you, dude? And they're basically discussing him, saying that he, you know, is entitled to 25% of her book. And y'all know I got my little notes here and shit. And he's basically saying apparently the whole book comes into play. So I'm assuming where the 25% came from is that Nico found a person to write the book in the fucking barbershop. He found somebody to write the book in the barbershop. Well, not that they didn't write the book in the barbershop, but the person that he found to write the book was in the barbershop when he was in there getting his haircut. So that's where the 25% came into play, because I guess he found the writer. And Mimi basically telling him, nigga, you ain't entitled to none of my fucking money. Take me to court, yada, yada, yada. And he's basically saying, bitch, you're going to do what the fuck I want you to do, or I'm going to go ahead and, you know, expose what I need to expose. So apparently he's acting like he's doing some female type shit. I mean, Nico really is. I mean, we all know he's a fucking female, and we not even finna go into the specifics, but we already know that Nico is low-key a female, you know what. But he's basically telling he's gonna release some shit, and apparently Mimi is saying that he was recording their phone calls. I am curious, though, what the fuck this exposing shit is all about. So I'm low-key curious what the shit is all about. So we're gonna move on swiftly and professionally from that situation, but I am low-key curious about what the fuck he got, you know, to expose that has to do with Miss Mimi Foss. So we're gonna be keeping an eye out on that situation. She's calling him all kind of bitches and shit, and telling him he need to go and suck some dick because that's what he do best. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out on Miss Mimi and Nico and their shenanigans, okay? This shit done backfired in y'all face. Y'all done released this motherfucking sex tape, and now you looking peculiar and shit because y'all, you know, arguing over who gonna get what and who entitled to what anyway, but we're gonna move on to the special, okay? So now we're gonna go on to Stevie J. He has to piss every week because, you know, I guess the situation that came up with the child support or whatever happened, he went to jail. I don't know the whole specifics as to why I really wasn't paying the fucking attention, to be honest with you. I just be catching pieces of the shit. But he has to piss every week. And if he fails a piss test, it's a possibility that he has to go to prison. So the next thing was him going into the, you know, the lab or whatever and doing the piss test with the probation officer, basically staring at him while he take a piss, you know, typical shit, okay? So we go on to this little event that they're having where Kirk finally introduces Ashley to Rashida. Now this is some shady ass shit. Rashida is a sly way calling this bitch Ashy and shit. Her name is Ashley, but but Rashida is sly way calling this bitch Ashy, and Ashley is sly way calling this bitch old, talking about, yeah, I was watching you when I was 2, back from your bubblegum days and all this type of shit. And Rashida like, look, if you gonna get Kirk to buy you an outfit, girl, you need to tell him to buy you the whole outfit, not just bits and pieces of it, because the bitch was damn near naked. Okay, she was damn near naked. So they basically sly throwing, you know, little jabs at each other and all this stuff. And of course, this bitch goes on, you know, she had to reveal the part of the line where she says, yeah, you know, did he tell you that we're going to be together a lot? And, you know, we had fun down in the Bookhead office. Of course, Mona told her, look, bitch, you slide that shit in now about y'all was down at the Bookhead office. You know, we got to put that into the script somewhere, because you can clearly tell the shit was rehearsed. Because that ain't something, the way that conversation was going, ain't no way in the fuck I would have just mentioned some shit about a Bookhead office. You kind of get what I'm saying? So that's how I know the shit was kind of, you know, written into the fucking script, okay? So that is how Rashida found out about this office / apartment that Kirk has down in Buckhead, okay? So now we're going to go back to my girl, Jocelyn Hernandez. She shows back up. She is back in the motherfucking mix. So she shows back up at the house with her and Stevie J. So Stevie comes to the fucking door, and of course he's rubbing all on her ass and all this shit. And she comes back down the stairs and fucking, I don't know what the fuck it is, some ripped up ass. I don't know what the fuck it was. The bitch was naked because they had to blur out her ass, okay? We already know she's a thought ass motherfucker. So yeah, all this shit. And she's basically saying that she had to go away to get her mind right, because when she saw herself on TV acting a fucking fool, you know, at the fight, you know, she realized that she was looking like a fucking animal, and she want people to understand and know that she's not like that. I guess she just had a moment or whatever. Need a motherfucking moment. I guess she just had one of those. So yeah, let's pray for Jocelyn Hernandez. So it goes to Young Jock and Katie. If you don't remember who Katie is the chick that got into it with Carly Red. She's the real estate agent, the person who was supposed to be showing Young Jock and Carly Red houses and stuff. But it turns out that Katie was somebody who was fucking, you know, Young Jock. You know, these are motherfucking thought women who know that these dudes got other women. I mean, thought ass motherfuckers who know they got other women and they still fucking with them. 9 times out of 10, you got people out here and realize they're doing this shit, but most times you have people that's doing it when they know that you're in the industry and they feel you got money. But you know what's crazy about it is KD got some money too. Speaking of KD, this bitch was in the fucking store. This is what the scene was. She's in the store saying she just made a deal and she's buying this nigga some clothes. So I guess, hey, it ain't like she using him for his bread. Hell, she caking him. So we can't say that KD using him for his fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got some, you know, some ooh wee down between his legs. We don't know. But she just went straight hood on her ass. She had on the red hair suit in the first, you know, in last season we saw her, she was looking all sophisticated and shit, but she had on her red hair with her titties hanging out and shit and her little interview thing. She was looking a little, you know, ghetto-ish, niggerish or whatever. But all that stuff. But apparently, you know, him and KD are official now, okay? So Carly Red shows up at Rashida's house because Rashida called her over there to tell her about the whole situation. And Carly Red is talking about some store she was supposed to be opening with Erica. And how she's, you know, Erica pussyfooting around. I guess Erica ain't just trying to jump into no shit. And she feels like Erica's pussyfooting around. So she's trying to, you know, this other chick that she's supposed to be opening up a store with. And she's basically want to kick Erica to the side. But anyway, fuck all that shit with Carly Red. Let's go on with this shit that Rashida trying to tell Carly Red. She's basically telling her about the apartment that she found out that Kirk has. So Carly Red like, girl, you gotta look through the trash and all this other stuff. This bitch told me you gotta look through, you know, the trash cans and all this stuff. So these motherfuckers mysteriously go in this little room that Kirk has, and they mysteriously find the fucking lease to the apartment. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Of course, we all know Mona Scott put that shit in that motherfucking shoebox. But we gonna move on swiftly and professionally. So, Rashida and Carly Red decided they're gonna make a trip to the studio apartment or whatever. So then we see Mama D in the strip club with her ex-husband. She said she was married to this dude for 13 years. She sent him to prison because apparently this motherfucker said he was in prison for 7 years for fucking stealing some meat and shit from Scrappy and selling the shit to some stores. But that ain't what he went to jail for. He went to jail because he had drugs on him. Because what it was, he stole the meat and sold it to, he did feed some of it to the homeless people, but he sold a lot more of it to stores and stuff and didn't give little Scrappy his money. So Mama D got pissed off and called the cops on him, but she didn't know that he had drugs on him at the time, so he ended up going to jail for 7 years. But apparently him and Mama D are back together, so shout out to Mama D for getting somebody her own motherfucking age, okay? Then we go to Stevie J. Stevie J fails his drug test, and he may have to do 30 days in rehab or do a whole bunch of years in prison. So he's talking to Jocelyn, and apparently Jocelyn and Stevie J's daughter, they have a real good relationship because Stevie J said that when the little girl is over their house, she spends more time with Jocelyn than she do with him. So, you know, they kind of have a good relationship or whatever. Hopefully she don't be wearing the tight-ass clothes around the little girl. So we're going to say a prayer on that situation. And he tells her that he wants her to have a conversation with Mimi because they need to get along because he's going to be gone. He acting like he's finna be gone for 3 fucking years. Nigga, you going to be gone for 30 fucking days. Anyway, let's move on. So, Young Jock, and he's at this, his baby mama house, Cena, and this is the one that he has the twins by, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's only one. Anyway, it's one of his baby mamas. And he's still fucking this chick. This is the chick that was pregnant when he started cheating with Carly Red, and now he's with Katie. And Katie's so fucking gangster. She done came to this bitch house and jumped on her one time. So Katie ain't all innocent just because we think that she's a, you know, she's a real estate agent and she's all mellow and shit. No, Katie is a hood ass chick. So he's still fucking seeing her. Even though she knows that he got these chicks on the side, she know he with KD and he was fucking with Carly Red. She wants him fucking back. That just goes to show how fucked up in the head some of these niggas can have these women. They just so fucking dumb, insane in the membrane that they don't give a fuck how bad that you've done them. They'll still continue to let you do them fucking wrong. So she wants Young Jock back, even though he's done all this other shit on her. Now he's in a relationship with KD, but he's overseeing his house, beating her on the ass, talking about, yeah, I'm a man, you know, we still do our thing, we having sex and all this stuff. So shout out to Young fucking Jock, okay? So I already know that's going to be a whole bunch of shit with KD and Cena and all this stuff. We probably going to see in future episodes that her and Cena are going to get into it. So yeah, shout out to that shit. Okay, now we're going to go to Kurt. So he's at his office, and of course Rashida shows up, and she's, you know, of course entitled to get a key because he forged her name on the lease. So she shows up and she's like, oh nigga, you in here in your fucking robe, you in here in your fucking towel and your flip flop, nigga, this ain't no office. She's expecting to see cubicles and shit. Okay, but of course it's an apartment. And she already know he ain't gonna be using this shit in no fucking studio. You're gonna be using this shit to fuck bitches. And I'm pretty sure Ashley is gonna be one of the bitches that you're gonna use this apartment to fuck. So yeah, we're gonna move on from that situation because we already know, like I said, that ain't Kurt apartment. So Stevie J comes over to Mimi's house and he's basically telling her that he failed the drug test and he's gonna have to go to rehab for 30 days and you know how, you know, all this stuff. And she's like, you know, how am I gonna tell our daughter? You know, Mimi all in all her little fake ass tears and shit. So yeah, we're gonna say a prayer for Mimi as well. But he tells his daughter that he's gonna be gone for 30 days. And she starts crying. It was real sad. But you know, he needs to go on and, you know, do what he has to do for his 30 days and come back home and do what the fuck he needs to do for his children. I'm real proud of Stevie J. He seems like he's a good dude and he really does love his children. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the next episode because, you know, Erica looks like she's going to get into it with Carly Red now. And it's going to be a whole bunch of other shit. And I'm ready to see the bullshit that's going to pop off with KD and Young Jock baby mamas and all this type of stuff. It's going to be an interesting situation. And I'm excited to see the situation that's going to pop off with Mimi and Nico's wife. Bitch, it's going to be a whole bunch of shit. But give this video a thumbs up if you guys want to see more of these Love and Hip Hop reviews. Let me know what you thought of this episode in the comment section below about all the bullshit that went on. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.